Welcome again. This is a series of tutorials on how to set up and play Pandemic. This is the second of the videos. This one is going to explain the different character roles, player roles. At least with the base game. There are a couple of roles with the expansions, but those will not be explained. For more information on those, refer to Pandemic's website or Z-Man Games. So in the base set, there are 7 roles. The dispatcher, the scientist, the researcher, the contingency planner, the quarantine specialist, the operations expert, and the medic. And they're all color-coded. And they all have special powers based off of their role. So, the operations expert says, as an action, build a research station in the city you're in, no discard needed. So, if normally I need to discard a card to build the research station. In this case, all I need to do is use an action to place a research station. Yeah. As long as I'm in that city. Okay. In addition, once per turn, as an action, move from a research station to any city by discarding any city card. So I still have to discard a city card, but it does not have to correspond to the city I'm going to. So for example, I'm the operations expert. I'm in Lagos here. Because I'm at a town that has a research station. I can play the Shanghai card and go anywhere I need to. Maybe I need to go to LA because of how saturated it is. Okay, but it doesn't have to be the LA card. It can be any card, but I do still have to discard it. As long as I'm at a research station, that's valid. All right. We'll do some simpler ones. The researcher. As an action you may give or a player can take any city card from your hand. You must both be in the same city. The card does not have to match the city you're in. So in a normal share knowledge action, we both have to be in the same city, and the card has to match the city that we're in. As a researcher, as long as it's in my hand, I can either give that to somebody or take that from somebody. Or a player can take. Now it's only from my hand, so I either give or somebody takes it, but it's only from my hand as a researcher. As a researcher, I can't take from somebody else under these special rules. Only they can take. But for example, I want to give another player the Shanghai card. We do not have to be in Shanghai for me to give the card. All I need to do is be in the same city as the other player. The scientist. You need only 4 cards of the same color to do the discover a cure action. So the standard is you need 5 cards of the same color. The scientist only needs 4. The scientist still needs to be at a research station, but they only need 4 to develop a cure. The medic. Remove all cubes of one color when doing the treat disease. So let's say I'm in Buenos Aires. Okay. Instead of taking 3 separate actions, I only need to take 1 action to remove all 3 cubes. The other thing it says is automatically remove cubes of a cure disease from the city you're in. So, if I have developed the yellow cure at this point in time and I'm in that city, I don't need to take any actions. I just remove all 3, assuming that the cure is developed. The quarantine specialist. Prevent disease cube placement and outbreaks in the city you're in and all cities connected to it. So, we'll use green here. If I'm in Buenos Aires, if Buenos Aires gets infected again, or even Sao Paulo or Bogota, nothing happens. Because I'm in this city and all nearby and all connecting cities are immune to any kind of disease placement. So if the game tells me I need to place a cube there, I ignore that as long as I'm connected to that city. The dispatcher, move another player's pawn as if it were your own. So as long as the move would be legal for me as the dispatcher, it is legal for another player. So let's say I'm the dispatcher and I'm in Algiers. I can move the green guy to go to Bogota, to go to Sao Paulo, or I can discard Kinshasa to fly them to Kinshasa, or whatever other move would be valid for me. Okay. As an action, move any pawn to a city with another pawn. So I can also, let's say I have my green guy here, but I need to get him to Atlanta. I don't need to have Atlanta. Atlanta doesn't need to be nearby. As long as there's another player there, I can move that player to where another player is. Okay. The other caveat here is get permission before moving another player's pawn. As the dispatcher, I am not allowed to move other people's pawns without their permission. So always ask beforehand. Okay, the last one is the contingency planner. As an action, take any discarded event card and store it on this card. So as stated in the other videos, we have these event cards. So this one is event, borrowed time. Take 2 extra actions this turn. Okay. If that's in the discard, I can pull it from the discard and place it on this card. So I'm basically storing it for another use. Okay. When you play the stored event card, remove it from the game. Okay. Limit 1 event card on this card at any time, which is not part of your hand. So this does not count as part of the hand limit, A. And B, as soon as I use it a second time, then I just pull it out of the game, instead of putting it back in the discard. But what it allows me to do is use event cards basically twice. And those are the 7 roles.